And in those situations, it is so essential to have a cocktail, a stuffed mushroom. I mean, this is what it is. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to get better. It's not going to get better. The things that I have to do for my own business sober. After my Netflix special, I went to the Netflix party and it was embarrassing because Netflix had like a bucket of hummus that they poured on the floor and all these poor comedians got on their hands and knees and lapped it up like street cats in an alley. I was, of course, appalled by this, and I looked at my manager and I said, I'm leaving, and I went with my friends Eric Taylor and Laura Severus, very funny comics from Boston, to a local Waffle House where we witnessed almost a fight, but the Waffle House has guards. But listen, it was late at night and people were passionate. My point is that Waffle House with two close friends was much better than a shitty party. Now, many of the other comedians enjoyed that. They enjoyed hobnobbing with agents and managers and networks. They like scum. You know, they like vapid shells of human beings. They want to walk around and feel like they're important. They want to really luxuriate in that moment. To me, I hate it. I'm disgusted by it. And I want to leave immediately because it's low rent shit. It's comedy. It should be. Okay? It's not a fucking velvet rope. It's not a fucking VIP section. You're not getting head in the back of One Oak or 10 Maple or whatever the fuck these places are. You're in a shitty hotel bar with some executive from Netflix eating hummus. It is not an accomplishment. It is an embarrassment. It's another word that sounds like it. I can see how you would get them confused. So you run away if you have any sense. I have to go to parties all the time and I stand there sober and I realize I don't really enjoy many people and it's not their fault, nor is it mine. It's just the way it is. And booze would help that and weed would help it and pills would help it, but that's okay. It's okay because I realize that those things also have many, many negatives. And some people I really do enjoy. And it makes the person you do connect with sober all the more meaningful and important. You know, maybe, whatever. The point is, you can't relapse, folks. You can't go back. That's the point. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because you're going to find a way out of that life. If you sober up, because I have a lot of people fucking messaging me about drugs and alcohol. A lot of people. If you find a way to sober up, you got a few shitty Christmas parties ahead of you. You're going to find your way out of there. You're going to find a way to do something that you really fucking enjoy. That's what it is. Survival is not only about finding food, water, and shelter. It's about finding something that doesn't make you miserable to do. You'll find that, you know? Or you'll find a way to make more money being miserable. I don't know. And then find a hobby you like. It's not my business. I'm just saying, I'm not going to lie to you because the month of December is very tough in terms of sobriety. It's tough for a lot of people. Many people, you know, they talk about their family Christmas. They like getting fucked up on their family Christmas. But to me, it was always the office Christmas party. And, you know, when I was in mortgages, you would not only go to your party, but you would go to the parties of the real estate agents or the title companies. You would hit a few different office parties, you know, and even the bars and restaurants in your area, they all seem festive. And when things seem festive, it seems like a fun time and you should just booze it up. It just seems fun. Every day's a party. Thursday night's a party. It's a party. And you can all just go out and really get fucked up. But you just can't do it. Unless you're in the throes of it and you're not ready to stop, then just don't drive. Get an Uber. Get a cab. Because I get it. When you're ready to let it go, you let it go. But there is no place that booze to me serves more of a function than an office Christmas party. I know that obviously when you go out Friday, Saturday night, you're trying to get laid. That's a huge thing. Guys and girls, heterosexual, it's a big deal. Gay dudes, it's not as big of a deal. Most of them are on drugs anyway, I would imagine. I think most of them are, not all of them. The dudes I hang out with, they're barely gay. They don't come out. They're very weird. They're not in the gay scene. So I don't really know, but most of the gay guys in the area that I live in seem to be on crystal meth. I don't know if that's the case or not, but they also seem to have a lot of money. They seem to be doing well. I don't know. Is crystal meth a problem? Maybe not. I don't know. The point is, I know, people, Rogan and Fitzsimmons talked about it the other day. It's like men and women hitting on each other sober. It's weird. But when you talk about social interactions, the office Christmas party calls for getting fucked up. There's no other time that calls for booze more than that party, because you kind of know these people. You spend your life with them, but you don't. It's a very interesting, coworkers are very interesting. They're not your friends, but they are your friends. You see them more than your friends. You see them more than your family. But there's that understanding that if you will get fired or if you quit, it's over. No office friendships ever last. It just doesn't happen. Don't DM me and tell me that yours did. I don't care. You're a loser if that's the case. When you walk out of that office, it's kind of over. You might see that person a few months later. You might have a French onion soup, but that's it, because your bond is being in the trenches, whatever those trenches are, whatever they are. And then your bond could grow into other things, but it's really contingent on where you work. So when you go out for that Christmas party, jokes hit so hard in an office setting because everybody understands the premise. Everybody knows Doreen. Everybody knows she's full of shit. So when you crack on her, everybody explodes with laughter. A really great comedy show is the same thing. It's like everybody gets the premise. They get what you're doing and they get why you're saying it. That's why if your fans come out, it's so much better of a show because they understand your point of view. When you attack a subject, they get it. You have to do less work bringing them in. They're already there, And that's why some of the hardest laughs I've ever gotten outside of stand-up comedy have been in an office, and specifically at an office Christmas party, because that's the time to bring out your A material. Everybody's shit-faced. Everybody knows the premise. They understand things. Oh, the government's fucking us. We all got to take this new licensing exam. They're cutting our commissions. The company's fucking us, There's that moment in an office Christmas party where somebody comes up to you and you don't really know that person that well, but you have this interaction that you feel is really meaningful. And then you see them the next day at the office and you realize that you hate that person. But it's that one magical moment where you have a conversation about a hockey game you were both at. And then the next day at work, you're like, oh yeah, I hate him and he hates me. And you can never not hate each other because that's the way it's supposed to be in the world. But it was that one beautiful moment at the office. There's also that amazing little huddle that you all have when you're all smoking cigarettes. And by the way, if you don't smoke cigarettes at an office Christmas party, fuck you. I don't care if you have emphysema and you have to smoke it through a hole in your throat. That is a office Christmas party. You smoke that fucking cigarette. You do it 9 months pregnant. You do it however you need to fucking do it. Don't fucking, when you go out and you smoke cigarettes and you usually it's the boss and he's got a team of guys, 4 or 5 guys and you women, whatever. And it's, he's smoking a cigarette and he's just kind of giving you, it's like he's giving you, it's not really a pep talk. But it's just kind of it's like a year in review type of thing. And there's something nice about that because he's like, let me relate to you as a human being. I'm going to talk to you as a person and maybe you share some story from the past and, you're there and you're like, oh, this, he, at that moment, what he's trying to do is convince you that he doesn't look at you like a piece of shit, which he does. And he has no reason not to. But in that moment, he's just drunk enough and he realizes the responsibility he has. He has to look at you like a person and talk to you like a person because he needs people to work at the company. And he doesn't need you to go back to college or fucking, move to fucking another country or whatever you're considering. Or kill yourself. He needs move to another country. It's like, who's my audience? They're not moving to another country. But you know what I mean? Move to another county, maybe county. I meant county. But So that if somebody says to me, what do you miss? Like, what do you miss about drinking? You know, I kind of miss an office Christmas party. And I'm reminded of that in December.
You know, if you need, go get a potato and put a Marlboro Light in its mouth and watch that and then press play on your phone.